Hello everyone and welcome to this video about the Fury class in Throne and Liberty. In this one, I'm going to speak about the different builds I may use at some time. And before diving into that, I want to talk about the playstyles that you may use for this class, because it's a question that I have been asked a few times, so let's clarify that. So first things first, what's the Fury class? Fury class is the one and Crossbow class. And what do I use it for? For me, there are three specific playstyles, okay? One is like the one in the last video I upload, kind of a single target DPS assassin. You just kill someone and run away until you recover. And the class is more or less good for that because you have the damage of the curses. You have, in this case, Tevent. You have the Explosion. You have the Mark. You may have a lot of bonus damage contributing to the overall damage. It's good for that, actually. Maybe it's not as good for sustained DPS, but for single bursts and running away, it's good. Then we have offensive support and defensive support. I prefer to play the offensive support, which means that you focus on adding weakness and debuff to the target. You have curses, you have the curse explosion probably, and you are more, like in the middle of the fight, debuffing and running around. And then there is the defensive support, which is similar to offensive support, but you try to keep a lower profile. You stay more outside of the battle. You have healing skills, barriers, shields, instead of more offensive debuff. But in either case, either DPS, offensive or defensive, the main skill that you need is mana burn. Draining the mana is the whole point of this class. We attack so fast, we have the mana burn from the one, and honestly, there is no reason to play this class if you are not focusing on mana burn. So that's the main thing. I want to make another video about skills and masteries. So to keep this one short, just let's say that these are the three playstyles with some variation. You may have some AoE damage, some AoE mana burn, etc. But the three playstyles are that: single target DPS, offensive support, defensive support. So on to the items. As you can see, this is my current build. It's pretty bad, actually. I mean, it's not nothing fancy. I have cheap stuff. The sweaty items are just so good, actually. I have the guard, some accessories, and this is what I'm trying to accomplish here, okay? This is my Questlog. I will be releasing it along with this video. Let's forget about the skills and mastery because, as I said, this is for another video. But one important thing to bear in mind is the artifacts, okay? The artifacts, as I explain here, are so random that just trying to meet the perfect scenario here is just pointless for me, because the odds of having, for example, 60 evasion, 90 magic evasion, 90 range evasion is low. Some people already got them, but maybe not in this tailstone, but in other one, whatever. So to keep it real, I try to just focus on 2 stats, and whatever else comes is, is welcome. Okay, I focus on the sets and the 2 stats. Normally, general purpose, I like to have the sets and the hit, because hit is always good, evasion is always good. What else? Maybe 12% critical damage reduction is also good. Another one may be the ancestral with the, I don't remember how much HP, but okay, 1500 HP. I don't like the chaos Heartbringer, because for me critical chance is an irrelevant stat for this class, because as said, yes, you may try to focus on the single target DPS and you want to maximize your damage with critical, but for me it's better to maximize the damage by using heavy attack and bonus damage than by using critical. So for me critical is irrelevant for this class. Okay, that's the summary. Damage reduction is irrelevant. This one is also good, but if you use this set, you really want to use the 4 pieces for the bonus damage. And if you use the 4 pieces, we have the problem that either you don't have hit or you don't have evasion, and these 2 are really mandatory. So the third one is either, for me, critical damage reduction or the ancestral with the 1500 HP. So this is my items right now. No resonance, assuming max out runes, but it's still, my runes are still like 60 something. This is the baseline, because it is really, everything is really cheap or easy to get. It's like the Tevent, but we will see that the Tevent is really not a must. Everything else is obtainable right now, and you get them from open world dungeons, so everything is cheap. Probably you already have all these accessories from Nebula as well, so it's cheap. Okay, and here is where I'm heading to, either this one or this one. I try to focus on survivability, hit, and magic heavy attack. Why? Well, an attack speed, but this is the trade-off here. Okay, why? Let's first explain why. Attack speed is good because, as I said, the main purpose of this class is mana drain. So the faster you attack, the faster you drain mana. That's why attack speed is one of the main stats. Bonus damage is good because it boosts the damage, because as there is some nice interaction in this class. Okay, by using the new Vampiric Mastery, you are already making an extra hit. So by any single hit you are making, you are actually doing 2 hits. 2 hits means double bonus damage. So this compound very quickly, because each quick fire is 4 shots. 4 shots mean 8 hits. 8 hits that you are going to make in a span of 2 to 3 seconds. You are going to make probably 40 hits, because you are going to deal 3 quick fires, reset, and 2 quick fires. So it's going to compound very fast. And if you add Akman to that, it's a lot more hits, because Akman, when you don't have any target in 3 meters, I think it was, yes, within a 3 meters radius, if you don't have any target on that, all the extra shots are going to attack the same target. So you are attacking a lot, you are making a lot of low damage hits, but with bonus damage, everything increases. So it's a good skill. Critical, as I said, I don't care. Magic heavy, I don't really care about ranged heavy, but magic heavy is a must, because the curse damage is boosted by magic heavy. If you trigger heavy on a dot, it's very noticeable. But the mana burn also may be heavy, so it's not the same draining 50 than draining 100. But it's not the same draining 100 than draining 200, because as said, you have 2 hits per hit. So the more magic heavy you have, the higher the probability that you drain at minimum 200. If you have Akman, this becomes a lot. I don't remember if it was 600 or something like that, but it becomes a lot per shot. So it's mandatory. For me, Akman is the best weapon for this class. Unlike for Scorpion, I know there has been some recent debate about Akman being best for Scorpion, but for me, Berkan is better for Scorpion, because you have actually better stats and more bonus damage. The next stat is obviously the hit. Hit it's mandatory, because if you don't hit, you don't drain mana, period. So the higher the hit, the better. And within the thing of survivability, we want evasion. Why evasion and not endurance? Because we have some skills from the crossbow that boost evasion. So trying to build endurance doesn't make any sense. We need evasion, and the higher the better. Why not triple evasion? In my opinion, it's not worth it, okay? In fact, if you check my in-game, I still have this cloak, because my original idea was triple evasion. But let's be honest, okay? Even with resonance, getting over 3k melee evasion is a pain in the ass. And you are sacrificing a lot of other stats. And even if you manage to get over 3k, still, you know, this gladiator, GS, spear, and so on are going to have over 3k hit anyway. So it's really hard to evade them. So in my opinion, it's better to stick to ranged and magic evasion, and instead boost max health as well as much as possible, because for me 24k should be the bare minimum. The higher you have, the better, but at least 24k. Don't have something like 20k, 19k like I see a lot of the time, because that's basically a one shot. With this class you have at minimum, I say 24k. You have the barrier, which boosts the defense by a lot. You have the shield, that the shield can also be heavy, so you end up with a lot of defenses, let's say max health counting the shield, and that's very good. So returning to the first iteration, okay, based on the current items I have, I may use either of these two builds right now, and to be honest, I don't know which one, because yes, this one, for example, has higher attack speed, but has less magic heavy, less hit overall, and less evasion. So which one? You know, what's the problem? Okay, this seems better, but the attack speed is a little slower. Also, for quick fire is not really that noticeable. It's more for the hits between the cooldowns. And the problem in this one is that this item, the spectral handguards are very expensive. The Lotus boots are expensive. So yeah, of course it's something that can be obtainable, but it's expensive. This one is cheaper. The first light items are now not that expensive anymore. This boot, probably you have some of them already in the storage. And the most expensive hit items here is this one, usually for about 1000 lucen or something like that. The bracelet from Leviathan. And I don't really remember the Lotus, but something about 700 or something like that. I don't remember. But those two are the more expensive in this build, because I already have the guard. Okay. So for now, I'm not sure which one will I use, but maybe a combination of these two, because there are really not more choices. You can use the first light pants, for example, but the first light pants only have 3 stats compared to the 4 stats that other items have. Between the Swari or the Lotus pants, well, it depends. It depends on the other items, because with the Swari you boost the evasion, with the Lotus you boost the attack speed, and that's basically what we see here. So I don't know which one, but probably a combination of these two is what I'm going to aim in a short term. Then we have the Deckman. Okay, why? Let me compare it this way better. Deckman and Tevent. I didn't have the intention to replace the Tevent for now, but here's a quick comparison between this build using Deckman. Okay, why is Tevent really good? Actually, Tevent is only good for the passive skill. That's it. I mean, the skill is what's saving this one right now. The stats are awful. It has critical chance. We don't care at all. And basically every new one has better stats than Tevent. If we see Deckman, for example, it has 3 stats that we need. We need dexterity, we need wisdom, and we need cooldown speed. And actually, the skill is not really bad. The skill is increasing the damage of the ray. Is saving us a skill slot, because we don't need to add the corrupted magic cycle. And it's saving us specialization points, because we don't need to add the specialization to increase the number of targets. So it's actually good. And here is a comparison of the stats. So you can see, yes, it's obviously that Tevent has higher critical, but we don't care about the critical. We care about the hit, and the hit is actually higher with the Deckman because we can push to 70 perception. That's why actually I may at some point I may consider replacing Tevent with Deckman. But for now I have other things to focus on. As I already have Tevent, I will keep playing with Tevent. And then we reach the beast weapon. For me, as I said, Akman is the beast for this class. Because the higher number of hits, the better. Because, as I said, the whole purpose of the class is to drain mana. No matter if you are playing offensive support, defensive support, single target DPS, you want to drain as much mana as possible and as fast as possible. So that's why Akman is beast. This is in the left side we have the only build I have come up related to using Akman. Using Akman is hard to... using Akman and Tevent is hard to make room for the Oswari items here because you lack stacks. I don't have the build right now, but you lack stacks stats to reach this numbers. I don't remember. Maybe you could not reach 70 perception or something like that. And the problem is that Akman, compared to the Darkest, what is Darkest? Lacks hit chance and weaken chance, which are both good. The Crossbow of the Darkest Night, people were waiting for Berkan like crazy. And the Crossbow of Darkest Night, for me, is the best you can get if you don't have Akman. Forget about Queen Belander. Queen Belander is irrelevant in this case because we don't have critical. Cordy is irrelevant as well because we are not spinning in the middle of, a clump. So it's either the Darkest Night or Akman. That's it. There are no other choices. The problem is that as we don't have that much hit from the weapon, we need to try to get to 70 perception. In fact, using Deckman here, I cannot get to that value. And as you can see here, even with 70 perception, it's more than 1500, which is the number I want to have. In this case, this one is shy of that. But it's not like this one with, if I recall correctly, it's near 1900. But I don't care that much because the main targets for this class are not, dagger users, are not evasion users. The main targets are healers, tanks, and maybe liberators. And you may say, are you crazy? Why are you going to focus on healers or tanks if they are so strong? And the thing is, yes, they are so strong. But why are they strong? Because they have mana. Once you drain their mana, they are no longer that strong. That's why, sure, you may not end up getting a lot of kills, like proper DPS, but you are not DPS. You are more like a support. Unless you are playing like things like, some skirmishes or some Dominion for fun, where using single target DPS is just good. But for guild versus guild, siege, and so on, your focus is to take their healers and tanks out of the game, and you do that by draining the mana. So that's it. The problem of this one is also the evasion is a little lower than I expected. This one is better. So as I said in this scenario, it's again about finding the balance between the builds. This is like the first build I have in mind. Once I get Akman, I'm going to probably switch to this one, and if I get Deckman, I will probably switch to this one, maybe switching one item from another, like a combination of the stew and a combination of the stew. That's it. That's it for now. In the next video I'm going to talk about the skills and the masteries, because that's going to be a little longer and I don't want to overextend. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and try this class. It's very funny. It's unconventional or off meta, some people say, but I don't know if you have noticed, but since the release of Talandre, the game is becoming more a game of resource management, which means that you barely single, or better say one shot anyone anymore, unless they are under gear. So this is becoming a game about the longer you stay in the fight, the better. That's why the meta composition is right now 2 DPS, 2 tanks, 2 healers, because that's basically unkillable. So having off meta builds focus on counter those meta slaves that always do that is always good. And as far as I know, in Korea a lot of people are already playing Crossbow 1 for that reason, because draining the mana is mandatory in PvP. So that's it. See you in the next video.